That was a joke.
In a newly declassified set of documents, then Vice President Joe Biden is reported to have requested that the Central Intelligence Agency not disseminate an intelligence report that referenced Ukrainian concerns about his family's alleged involvement in corrupt business dealings in the country. According to records obtained and reviewed during a CIA review of historical agency files, Biden's request was granted. The report was never shared beyond the agency, despite meeting the threshold for dissemination. The revelations come as former CIA Director John Ratcliffe declassified heavily redacted emails and intelligence reports, calling the matter a clear example of politicization of intelligence. The email in question, dated February 10, 2016, was sent to the CIA with a subject line referencing a draft intelligence report. It included a message from a presidential daily briefer stating that the Vice President and his National Security Advisor would strongly prefer the report not be disseminated. The classification on the email originally listed it as secret, though this marking was later crossed out. The intelligence report itself centered around Ukrainian government officials' reactions to Biden's visit to Kyiv in December 2015. The document noted that members of the Poroshenko administration were disappointed by what they saw as a missed opportunity for serious policy discussion. Ukrainian officials reportedly expected the vice president to engage on specific personnel matters and were surprised when the visit focused largely on a public speech about anti-corruption. Behind closed doors, Ukrainian officials privately discussed American media coverage of the Biden family's alleged business connections in Ukraine and reportedly viewed these connections as indicative of a double standard within the US government on corruption and political power. At the time, Hunter Biden held a lucrative position on the board of Burisma Holdings, a Ukrainian energy company. His role raised eyebrows both in Ukraine and in Washington, as his father, then Vice President Joe Biden, was leading US policy efforts in the region. Around the same period, Ukrainian Prosecutor General Viktor Shokin was investigating Burisma. In March 2016, Biden successfully pressured Ukraine to fire Shokin by threatening to withhold $1 billion in US loan guarantees. Biden later publicly recounted this moment during a 2018 Council on Foreign Relations event, saying he told Ukrainian officials that they would not receive the funding unless Shokin was removed. Critics of the former vice president have argued that this action raises conflict of interest concerns, while Biden and his defenders have maintained that the push to oust Shokin was aligned with broader international efforts to fight corruption in Ukraine. The official who briefed Fox News Digital described the entire process as highly irregular and inappropriate, emphasizing that it is exceedingly rare for dissemination decisions to be influenced by preferences coming from outside the intelligence community, especially from a sitting vice president. Former Director Ratcliffe echoed this concern, stating that the case reflects exactly the type of political interference that undermines the integrity of the intelligence process. Ratcliffe said he supports maximum transparency and would continue to push for the release of information that serves the public interest, while still safeguarding sources and methods. Biden's 2015 visit to Kyiv included a major speech on the need for anti-corruption reforms in Ukraine. He criticized the country's energy sector for being plagued by insider deals and stressed that Ukrainian officials needed to remove all conflicts of interest between their public roles and private business ventures. However, according to the intelligence report, Ukrainian officials perceived this messaging as hollow, given the allegations surrounding Hunter Biden's role at Burisma. As more information is declassified and released, the handling of this intelligence report from 2016, along with Biden's alleged efforts to suppress it, could remain a flashpoint in the broader debate about political influence, foreign policy, and the integrity of America's intelligence institutions. The CIA has said it will continue reviewing historical records and declassifying information when it serves the public's interest, and the case has intensified ongoing questions about transparency, accountability, and the appropriate boundaries between intelligence gathering and political power.